Hi friends, regarding UPSC preparation, that too for the prelims, many feel uncertainty for the CSAT paper. That is nothing but the paper 2 of the preliminary examination. See, why always the CSAT becomes uncertain? Because I say one formula. Instead of preparing for the paper 2, that is nothing but the CSAT paper, you need more practice in those papers. Because many actually they prepare and they don't practice. That is why they feel difficulty in answering questions when it comes in from the examination point of view. So it is very important, you require repeated practice for the paper 2, because the questions especially taken for this qualifying paper, nothing but they say the UPSC has stated very clearly to declare results for the paper 2. It is stated that it is a qualifying paper. That means you require 33 percentage, and it is actually interpreted from the rule 15 of Civil Service Exams 2017. So you don't require more than 33 percentage. That is a minimal cutoff. Nothing but the one third of your total score for 200. So someone requires 66 to score. And in this, you have certain components like comprehension, interpersonal skills, including communication skills, logical reasoning and analytical ability, decision making and problem solving, general mental ability, and very important, some basic numeracy. They stated it is more at the level of from 10th standard. So, not an extraordinary mathematical ability or expected from the aspirants. So, you don't want to much worry about clearing CSAT. Only thing you need more to practice. Now, let me give some practical tips how to clear CSAT. See, if you are very particular and very keen on clearing CSAT, now let me give you some practical typicals. Very important, if you analyze the previous year prelims question paper for the CSAT, you will get to know the most important words used in those passages are nothing but logical, rational, scientific, and the crucial interference, and also the other important terminology called valid assumptions. That means you are expected to have logical thinking, rational thinking, scientific thinking. All these three words are one and the same. That means you have to be logical, you have to be scientific, you have to be, again, I said, rational. So these three words put together, your left brain orientation, which is required to get activated when you practice any questions. And the 50 percentage of the questions are based on the passages. So that means you need to read the passages, and below the passages they have given the description called the most logical, the most rational, the most crucial inferences. These are all the terminology used below the passage to answer the question. So don't think too much actually. So that means you require any passages to be read. You require repeated inferences orientation. So how to arrive valid assumption, how to arrive logical assumption, how to be rational. So these are all the repeated orientation critically mentioned by the UPSC for paper 2. So that means here very important the term comprehension. Very important, you need a comprehension here meant it is more than understanding. See, someone, it is again the term understanding and the comprehension differentiates and distinguishes also. See, understanding is nothing. Suppose I read a passage. If the questions are asked based on the passage, now I can confine my understanding only to the passage, not beyond the passage. But the comprehension here, it's very important. You understand the passage conceptually, and the questions may be even beyond the passages. That is why they try to ask questions and try to arrive valid assumption, the most logical, the most crucial inferences, and most critical inferences, and most rational scientific inferences. These are all the terminology frequently used in all these passages. So nothing more than to worry. So here, a comprehension, how to develop a comprehension. When you prepare for your GS, also when you read your newspapers, whatever the passage which you read about it. So develop a conceptual understanding, not only the terminology which you memorize. It is not that they are asking some terminology orientation or meaning for a particular word. They are trying to evaluate your total understanding and beyond the passage understanding also to interpret the given questions. So that is why it's very important that you develop understanding beyond the passage, arrive logical inferences, and also the valid assumptions. So very important the comprehension the term meant here, and even to arrive decisions also. Develop your interpersonal skill. It is to test your personality, how you're able to understand anything in the given situation, and try to derive or apply similarly to other situations also. So that is why this is, and most of the passage, if someone going through these passages, I said there are around out of 80 questions, there are around some 40 to 45 passages. That means near 50% of the questions are based on some half a page of passages. And these passages, or if you see those passages, very crucial even for your GS preparation also. These passages, if you see critically, or rather if you start looking into those passages, these passages are taken from the national reports and from the international reports like United Nations reports, and even there are so many constitutional commissions and the governmental reports of the government of India. So in that way, remember that these reports and these international, national and international reports, or the reports become which becomes the part of these passages, and these passages very important to develop even understanding or the conceptual understanding. For like conceptual understanding, it is all connected with the social issues, scientific issues, ecological issues, environmental issues, and even some social reforming issues. And also, I found even some scientific passages also being taken. So, very important, these passages give a greater clue even to write an answer for your essay also. These passages can be exactly taken because these passages give a greater clue to write your essay orientation, how you should write your essay orientation, and even derive the information given in those passages. So these passages are very important, and you can find these comprehension passages are given in the UPSC other exams like CDS, Combined Defense Service, even Central Armed Forces exams. So you can find many question paper, previous question paper of the UPSC. You can go into the UPSC official website for the previous question paper, specifically to the previous question paper. You have a lot of question papers available. From those question papers, you can definitely you can have a lot of opportunity to practice and to infer the interference, how to prepare for UPSC paper 2, the CSAT paper 2. So it is very easy to get 33 percentage of the CSAT if you are repeatedly practicing for this examination. It is not actually only the preparation is required like for the GS paper 1. It is very important for the CSAT. Repeated practices, and these practices can be even very practical, reading the newspaper passages, report passages, or even your GS like polity, economy, or any passages for that sake, to develop what is the total the idea and the concept which you have understood. So again, getting back, you require for CSAT only 33 percentage. Rule 15 of the Civil Service Exams 2017 states it is only a qualifying in nature, no way connected to clear your exams. So once you have qualified again, you don't require more than that. And for that, I stated out of 80 questions for 200 marks, you require only 66 to qualify. And very important, that you require a conceptual understanding for each and every passage. And these passages are nothing but social, environmental, ecological, scientific, and reforms oriented, economic, and political passages. And these passages are a greater clue which can be taken from the national reports and also from the international reports. And these passages give even a greater preparation orientation for your GS paper 1 and also for the mains examination, even to write your essay also. So these advantages which you have, and CSAT is only to test your personality, how comprehensive, how decision making, how you arrive at decisions, and how logical. And I stated all these three words: logical, scientific, rational, and the most logical. That's the term which is used by the UPSC, and also the valid assumptions. What is actually the valid assumption based on the passage you derive? So very important, all these qualities to be developed during your preparation. It is not a one time, rather it is every day. You require only the practice. You are, then you can succeed as easy as the CSAT. All the best, my friends, once again, for the CSAT paper to be cleared.